So hi guys, this is a review of the 2024 Toyota Camry. Look, it's an old car. Well, sorry, when I say it's an old car, it's a brand new car, but it's a car that's been around for a long time. I think they started making the Camrys in the late 70s, I think 1978 or 1979. So this car has been around for, what's that, over 45 years. In that time, they've literally sold millions of these cars. They've sold, I think in the US alone, over 10 million of them. So, you know, there's got to be a reason why they've sold so many of them. So let's have a look around it. So, as you can see, here it is. The 2024 Camry. Toyota Camry. This one is the lowest model. I believe it's the Toyota Camry Ascent, which pretty basic, but it's got all what you need in it. So I wouldn't say it's too bad. You know, it still comes with alloy wheels, which is all right. They only sell them in the hybrid now. So this has got the 2.5 litre petrol hybrid engine, which is it's a good engine. It's really fuel efficient for what it is. It's the same engine that you see in the RAV4. It's also, interestingly, the same engine that you also have in the Toyota Kluger, which is a bit odd because I reckon it needs a bit more power in the Toyota Kluger, but there you go. I reckon putting the engine in this vehicle means it's got a bit of kick to it, or it should do when you drive it. So we'll take it for a spin, and I'll give you my opinion in relation to what I think it's like when I drive it. So overall, look, it's an old car. I mean, Camrys have been around forever. It's, you know, it's a staple sedan that's you can't go wrong with. But it's, you know, is it the best looking car? It's not bad. It's not bad, but it's not gonna win any awards at a beauty pageant, definitely not. But hey, it's all right. It does its job. Definitely does its job. And as I say, there's a reason why they've sold so many of these. It's because they are a good car. They're a good, incredibly reliable car that lasts forever. You know, this thing will take you to the moon and back, and again and again. So you buy this car, you know you got just a reliable beast that you're not going to go wrong with. So, you know, if it's a car for a young family, there's enough room in it for, definitely enough room in the back for your two kids. I mean, the interior is not bad. It's not good. It's definitely not good. But again, remember, this is the lowest spec model, so you know it's certainly not going to give you the best interior. It's the kind of interior that, you know, it certainly doesn't excite you, not in the slightest. But it's functional, and you know your kid's gonna wreck it anyway. So hey, it's all right. Does its job. Definitely does its job. In the boot, with the keys, unlocks the boot. Handy. Bit of space in the boot, so a good enough space in there to throw a pram and throw any other rubbish that you need to put in there. So it'll do its job. Definitely do its job. As with a lot of cars nowadays, they don't come with a full-size spare wheel. Always a bit disappointing that they've just got that trashy little one. But hey, I suppose that's the way that all the cars are going. I suppose at least you get a wheel. Some brand new cars don't even come with a spare wheel. You know, they just come with one of those repair kits. So I suppose it's not terrible. There you have it. Okay, well, let's have a look under the bonnet. Okay, to do that, let's get in here. Pop the bonnet. Should be around here. Here we go. Should be a clip somewhere around here. Can I do this with one hand? Evidently not. Okay, I'm gonna have to put the camera down. I think I have this. There's a little lever there. Push that across. There we go, that's the lever. So there you have it. There's the lever to pop the bonnet. And that's your engine. What can I say? It's a standard 2.5 litre hybrid Toyota engine. The main power chain that's been powering so many vehicles for the last decade. Obviously it's updated and it's got all the bells and whistles and does what it should do. It's a good engine, incredibly efficient, not incredibly fast, not incredibly slow, does its job. There you go, there you have it. So let's have a look at the interior in this car. So remember, again, this is the base spec model, so it's not a nice looking interior at all. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. So, first impression, that stereo is terrible. Look, it's an ugly looking stereo. It's a bottom spec one. I believe it's an 8-inch screen. Not very good. You know, the quality of that, I mean, look at that. That's very, very dated. Really, really dated. But hey, it's the cheapest one. I think these things are 40 grand new, which is not cheap. It's not, well, it's not cheap really, is it? And what the other options are there? You know, you could be getting yourself a Subaru Forester, you can get yourself a Mazda 3, you can get yourself a whole array of cars. But does it have the heritage of, or the reliability of a Toyota? That's up to you to decide. It's all right though. I mean, it's solid. It's solid enough, and it does its job. I mean, there we go. You got when you look at this, you know, it's got your little under there. You're hidden away. You got your cigarette lighter and you got your USB charger there. It's got all your standard modes, you know, eco, normal, sport, EV mode, hold, does what it's supposed to do. Your steering wheel is exactly the same steering wheel that you see in lots of the Toyotas. I believe this looks identical to the RAV4 steering wheel. Likewise the dash, it's just what you expect in a Toyota. You know, it's what I think about Toyotas is they're a good car, they're reliable, incredibly reliable. To me, I think they're always old technology. I think the reason why Toyota do that is because they test everything to the hilt, and they're not going to put anything in their vehicles unless they know it is bulletproof. So you don't get the most up-to-date technology, but at least when you get the technology, you know it's going to last forever. It's not going to break down, and it's going to be incredibly reliable for you. So, you know, it's not bad. You can't fault them for that. But it's not exciting, is it? I mean, when you look in this, what do you really think? So what do you think when you look at it? Personally, when I get in this car, I think, yeah, it does its job, but it's just meh. Like, meh. It's like, it's not exciting, is it? But it's reliable. It's a good family car. I mean, at the end of the day, you know, if you want a car, you know, you got your kids, you know, your kids are going to vomit everywhere, they're going to trash the thing, so it's good to have a car that at least is going to take an absolute beating. So if you want to get a car that can take a beating, this is the car. And, you know, at the end of the day, if you get a really nice fancy car and your kids vomit everywhere, or just wreck the place and just dribble on it, or get a marker and write on the back of your seats, or do whatever, you're going to be pretty gutted. But in this car, in your meh car, I suppose who really cares? Because you know it's going to be reliable, it'll last you forever. So it's not bad. It's not really bad, is it? I mean, let me know what you think. What do you think? So I'm probably going to offend a lot of people who have these cars, but hey, this is my opinion only. Let me know your opinion. Anyway, so some of the good things about it, I mean, they've put a few new things in it. You know, there's this SOS button on here, which is back to base. I think that comes standard. So if you're having a crash, it's going to call Toyota and send people out to save you. That's a good thing. I'm guessing it should be able to track you, so you know exactly if your car does get stolen, they'll be able to recover it straight away. Another good thing. And again, it's solid. It is solid in this car. Completely solid. We will take it for a spin shortly. But before I do that, what else can you say? Nothing really. I mean, what I think about this car is, it's like, you know, you go home for dinner and you just don't know what to have, so you have beans on toast. It's not exciting in the slightest, but it gets the job done, doesn't it? That's what this does. That's what this car does. It gets the job done. I mean, it does gets the job done well, because, you know, this is not going to break down. So, you know, you can't go wrong with that. You know, you definitely, it's the safest car. You know, it's the safest, well, it's the most reliable car you can get. Because, you know, at the end of the day, it's been around for over 40 years. So if they hadn't got it right, they still wouldn't be making these things. So it's a safe choice, but it's not a sexy choice, is it? It's not a sexy or exciting choice, but it's a good choice. So it's all about what are you looking for? What are you looking for in a car? So if you're wanting a sexy choice, if you're wanting something sporty, if you're wanting something really fancy, this is probably not the car for you. If you're wanting a car that gets you to A to B and will always get you to A to B, no matter rain, hail or shine, this one's the one for you, because, you know, you can't go wrong with it. So I do like it for that. Really do like it for that. Okay, so you're buying a new car. You got all your different choices. And this one, as I say, this one's well, I'm in Australia. This one in Australia is more than 40 grand. So why would you get this one, or what other options would you buy opposed to this one? Well, one of the key things that you should be looking at immediately is the RAV4, because the RAV4, you know, this is the base spec model in the Camry. The base spec model in the RAV4 is going to be a very similar price. The RAV4, it's won a heck of a lot of awards. I think it was one of the biggest selling cars worldwide last year, or I think it was last year or the year before that. So again, it's a Toyota reliability, same engine as this one. The RAV4 has got a lot more space in the back. It's, you know, you put a lot more luggage in it. It's a nice looking SUV, in my opinion. Fuel efficiency, RAV4 is a tiny bit better than this one. Tiny bit better, I believe. Oh, well, it's the same engine, so don't know how it is, to be honest. It probably should be worse, but hey, very similar. Very similar. The great thing about these cars is, because they're so fuel efficient, it's so cheap to run. You fill up with petrol, and essentially, you know, you fill up once a month, which is incredible. Love that about it. But as I say, would you get this one or would you get the RAV4? I'd definitely get the RAV4 any day of the week. But no, there's a reason why these are a taxi. These are a taxi car of choice, and they have been for the last decade. So yeah, let me know your thoughts. Oh, what other options would you? I mean, there's a lot of other options out there. You know, there's a whole array. You know, do you go for a Honda Civic? Honda's pretty reliable. Subaru, you can't go wrong with a Subaru Forester, or, you know, lots of options with the Subarus. Very good car, good off-road car. Probably going to be, well, there will be very similar price to this, based on the base spec ones. You know, there's lots of Mitsubishis out there. You know, the Mitsubishi Outlander. There's lots of options in the 40 grand range. There's a lot of competition. But again, these cars have sold a heck of a lot of cars worldwide. And again, you got to question, why are they selling so many cars? And of course, you know, the reason why is because they're so incredibly reliable. So you're not going to go wrong if you buy this car. You're really not going to go wrong. Oh, as I keep on saying, it's not going to get you very excited, but it's going to get you from A to B. And that's what a car is all about. It's getting you from A to B. Well, a car's more than that, isn't it? But again, of course, that's the main job. So we'll take it for a spin. Okay, so everyone, so what's this car like to drive? Let's give it a crack. Turn it on. It's a hybrid, so you don't hear anything. You're not going to hear anything until you start moving. Let's get going. Hybrids are awesome. They're great, the fact that they're just so nice and quiet. So nice and quiet, and then obviously when it starts needing a bit more power, the engines kick in. There we go, there's the engine kicking in. But it's still really quiet. Really quiet. It is remarkably smooth, this car. It is remarkably smooth. When I compare it to the RAV4, I must admit, it does seem to be a little bit smoother in the drive. The RAV4, I think with the RAV4 being just a little bit higher up off the ground, you notice it being not as smooth as this thing. But as for the pickup, this is not bad. It's not bad at all. It's not fast. It's not slow. It's just reasonable. It's same as any old car with an engine this size. It's got enough boost. I mean, you put your foot down, and that doesn't really go that fast. You know, it's not ridiculously quick in the slightest, but it gives you what you need. You know, for a family-friendly car, it's reasonable. It's definitely reasonable. But as I say, I will give it credit where credit is due. It is pretty smooth. What can you say? You don't really feel any bumps in the road too bad. Just glides over everything. But again, for its money, yeah, it's got to be half decent. So, do I like it? Do I like this as a car? It's easy. It's an easy choice, and it's an easy car to drive. But like I said earlier, it's not a fancy car. It's certainly not the kind of car that's going to impress anyone, really. It's just a safe, reliable option, which is all good. Does what it's supposed to do. You know, as I say, when you buy this car, you know what you're signing up for. You're signing up for a reliable, solid car that's going to last you a long time. I'll go over a few bumps in here, and you don't really feel it too much. It's pretty reasonable. Not amazing. I mean, it's because it's got standard tyres on it, nothing fancy. Certainly doesn't have any low profile tyres or anything like that, so it's not going to grip amazingly, but it's alright. It's reasonable. So, is this the car for you? Is this the car that you are buying? Do you own one of these? Do you like it? Let me know your thoughts. Am I completely off the mark here? And do you think this is the best thing since sliced bread? Now, if you do, I'll be a bit surprised. But hey, I get it. You know, I get the fact that it's a good car. It is, a good, solid, reliable car. So there you have it, guys. It drives nicely. It does drive nicely. It's not incredible. No, it's not bad, but does its job. Okay, so a few of the thoughts on this car. If you're buying this car, as I say, in Australia it's just over 40 grand for this thing. Do you buy this? Do you stay with this safe choice, or do you go for a Tesla? Do you go for a fully electric Tesla? They're selling millions of Teslas, so you can't really go wrong with a Tesla. As I say, the difference between this and a Tesla, they are chalk and cheese. The Tesla is just incredibly quick. You're looking at 15 grand more for the base spec model of the Tesla. So, if I suppose you can't really reasonably say it's in the same bracket as this, because it is more expensive, unless you're getting the top spec model of this, which is probably going to be closer to a Tesla price. But this is, of course, it's, you know, your petrol motor. You don't have to worry about any kind of range anxiety with this vehicle. But then at the end of the day, you know, we're going to be getting more electric car chargers everywhere, so that's going to be less of a thing in the future. But the Tesla is ridiculously quick. This is quite drab and slow. The Tesla has got all the new technology, all the cool bells and whistles. This doesn't have any new technology. It's all old technology, which is tried and tested and reliable. You know it's not going to go wrong. You know, you get in a Tesla, you know, if something goes wrong, you got to wait for a software update. So again, you can't really compare them. Two completely and utterly different cars. So if you're going to be getting a petrol car and you want a safe, reliable choice, this is a good one for you. If you are going for an electric, fully electric one, certainly this is not the one. This is definitely not the one, because it's a hybrid. And again, if you're wanting just to get a hybrid, there's lots of options out there. This is a solid choice, but it's not cheap really. Okay, let me know your thoughts. Okay, thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. Give me your comments. Let me know your thoughts on this vehicle. Is this the car for you? Have you bought it? Did you like it? And remember to subscribe. Thanks, everyone.